Cells cold.
It is 6:23 on your Monday. Just a reminder, as hopefully it warms up a little bit so you don't have to do this cold, but there is hockey in the city today. The Mississauga Steelheads are home to Connor McDavid and the Erie Otters today. And also with the ACC, some AHL hockey. The Toronto Marlies play their annual game down there, family-friendly, 1 p.m. is the start time against those Binghamton Senators that they played last night in Ottawa, actually, the Canadian Tire Center.
Yeah, whatever it's called now.
Yeah, so that's exciting. Yeah. So it was NBA All-Star Weekend, and it was a quiet weekend. The Leafs played on Saturday. Of course, they made the big trade yesterday. We'll continue to weigh in on that throughout the morning here on Brady and Walker. Give us a call, give us a tweet at Brady and Walker, or a text line is 590-590. But the Raptors are off, of course. Kyle Lowry yesterday made his NBA All-Star debut as Team West won $1 million to $500,000 was the final score of the game. Your thoughts on I guess, the weekend? What do you watch from this NBA All-Star Weekend, if anything?
This was a little different for me this year than in years previous, because usually it's the dunk contest, right, that you get all ginned up about.
Yeah, it's the home run derby, it's the hardest shot. Right, it's the dunk contest.
Yeah, but this year, it was not the dunk contest for me. I almost thought they would flip the order of proceedings on Saturday. I was more excited to see that three-point shootout with Steph Curry, with Klay Thompson, with all the great three-point shooters, Kyrie Irving, Marco Bellinelli, the defending champ.
I really enjoyed watching
Kyle Korver shooting over 50%.
Yeah, he was super for sure.
It was maybe the greatest field of three-point shooters in this league. The three-point shot is so important this year in the NBA, more so than maybe ever before. So I was most excited for that, and it kind of lived up to expectations. Steph Curry was pretty incredible, although the final wasn't all that dramatic. Zach LaVine kind of took my breath away as well. I had low expectations.
Yeah, pretty athletic, eh?
Yeah, he's pretty good. Athletic. He's good and stuff. Not quite Vince Carter-esque, but in that range.
I did watch the skills competition, which is funny because I didn't watch the NHL skills competition, but I had PVR tonight and I did watch it. I caught up yesterday morning because it was too cold to go do anything outside, so you got to take what you can. But this was the impression. I like what Kyle Lowry did. 10 points, 8 assists. He actually had a dunk, if you can believe it. The guy hasn't dunked since 2000, whatever. 2009.
The putbacks.
Yeah, it was fantastic. This was my impression from the weekend, and that was, when this thing is here next year, it's going to be big. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. It's going to take over the city. We all feel the same way, for the most part, about All-Star games. It's really easy to sit here on your soapbox and put your finger in the air and go on a long list of what's wrong with them and how it's not a real game. And yes, there was 350 points scored yesterday. You don't like that. And whatever. It's for three reasons. It's for the city. It's for the fans. And it's for kids. That's what the All-Star Game is. A chance to see all your guys and everything like that. When it's in your city, it's going to be huge. Like, think of New York this weekend. Think of the city of New York. You have every All-Star NBA player and basketball-related celebrity in that city going out, going to restaurants, going to clubs, having VIP parties, all of that. It was like Super Bowl. Then you have the 40-year Saturday Night Live reunion down the street that went for, 3.5 hours yesterday?
Well, and then they had an hour-long red carpet special for it.
Can you imagine that city yesterday?
It's a big city. They know how to handle two big events like that, but I feel like it was almost an oversight by somebody. Somebody screwed up there. Well, have them going directly...
Certainly for TV ratings.
Yeah. Somebody screwed up in that they were directly opposite each other. The city was bumping, I'm sure.
Because I watched a little bit of the All-Star game. I wanted to see how Kyle Lowry did, how long he'd play, things like that. I like watching the odd bit play. You're crazy if you're not watching a little bit of the Saturday Night Live 3.5 hour thing.
I was glued to the Saturday Night Live 3.5 hour extra.
I watched
most of Chevy Chase's loaded head.
Oh my God!
I was thinking of Sarah Love.
Is he
a year anniversary that they had off. I think it was way too long.
No, I can't guarantee you that it was okay. I have enough trouble putting down the fork as anyone else. I'll admit. It wasn't just that, though. It really wasn't. I know he was bloated. People said he looked like he was stung by 100 bees. It wasn't just that. It was like, he couldn't string a couple of words together. Couldn't string a sentence together. It was weird. Like, I don't know if there was a drug thing going on there. It was just really strange. There is with a lot of those guys. Yeah. You know, when I saw him come out for his little, wasn't even a monologue. It was kind of a half little monologue that a lot of former cast members did, and celebs. I actually thought, this is silly because Martin Short is of SNL fame, but Jiminy Glick was not an SNL character. I thought Chevy Chase was doing like some sort of weird fast suit tribute to Jiminy Glick. Honestly, that's what I thought. No. I'm not trying to be funny. Yeah, you are. No, I'm not. That's what I thought. I'm like, oh, he's wearing a fat suit and trying to be a character. I didn't know Chevy Chase had let it get to that point. People get fat. It was jarring, though, to see some of the clips from that first season of SNL and compare and contrast that to what the hell Chevy Chase has become. He's pretty good on Community, but it does not look like the same human being. And Robert De Niro, speaking of guys who had trouble stringing a couple of sentences together, it's tough when you're looking at a guy with such an incredible acting background to not be able to read, 20 seconds off cue cards. I want to talk about this SNL thing, and we will, coming up at 6:42 a little more in depth, because let's be honest, you were watching one of two things last night. One was Saturday Night Live, and the other